Hello and good morning students. Welcome to another lecture of physics. Now if you remember in last video lecture we have discussed about how to find large distances. Right? Indirect method for finding large distances such as distance between Earth and any other planet. Or you can say that we have also discussed a method to find the size of the planet. And in fact, we have solved 2 or 3 examples based on this concept. That is how to find distance between Earth and Moon, how to find the diameter of Sun, and so on, right? The size of Sun. Now, in this lecture, what we are going to do is we are going to discuss a method to find a very small distances. Say, for example, the size of the molecule, or you can say that the diameter of the molecule, right? Now, obviously, the size or the diameter of the molecule is of the order of 10 raised to minus 10 meter or 1 Armstrong. Right? What is 1 Armstrong? That we have already discussed in last lecture. We have discussed various range of length, right? We have discussed about 1 Fermi, right? 10 raised to minus 15 meter, 1 Armstrong, 10 raised to minus 10 meter. Then we have discussed about 1 AU, astronomical unit, that is the average distance between Earth and Sun is 1 AU. Right? Same way we have discussed about 1 light year, as well as we have discussed related to 1 parsec. Right? So these all things we have discussed. But now we are going to discuss about how to measure a very small distance, say for example equal to the size of molecules. That is something around 10 raised to minus 9 to 10 raised to minus 10 meter. Now obviously to find the size of the molecules we cannot use screw gauge or spherometer, because that will give you that can measure up to 10 raised to minus 5 meter only. Of course we do have an instrument known as microscope, and in microscope we uses light. In standard 10 you have come across what is light and all that thing, right? That light is an electromagnetic wave. The wavelength of light is 400 nanometer to 700 nanometer, or 4000 Armstrong to 7000 Armstrong. So that is, you can say that by using a microscope we can measure a length up to 10 raised to minus 7 meter. But of course this microscope will not work for us, because we want to find the distance which is even less than that. That is something around 10 raised to minus 10 meter. Of course, we have one instrument known as electron microscope, in which we use beam of electron to find the size of the particles. Right? Electron microscope. In electron microscope, you will learn later on that, of course, in chemistry it will come that an electron will behave like a wave nature of a particle. Right? So electron itself will behave like a wave, and because of that we can resolve, or we can find or measure the distance up to 0.6 Armstrong. Right? But apart from that, there is one simple method to estimate the molecules of size, to estimate the size of the molecules, right? Say for example, we are going to discuss a method, a simple method to find the size of oleic acid, right? So size of molecule, our today's topic is size of molecule, that is of oleic acid, right? So we are going to discuss about how to find the size of molecules such as oleic acid. Now what is oleic acid? Basically oleic acid is a soapy liquid with large molecular size of up to 10 raised to minus 9 meter. Oleic acid is a soapy liquid which has a size, or you can say that the diameter of molecules of oleic acid is approximately 10 raised to minus 9 meter. Now what we are going to do is, the basic idea is we want a monolayer. Mono means single layer. What we are going to do is, somehow we will get a single layer of oleic acid, right? And from that single layer we will find the thickness of the molecules, which will be finally which will be equal to the diameter of the molecules, right? So let us start this experiment, how to find the size of molecules of oleic acid. What we are going to do is, now suppose a simple concept will take, suppose I have a thin metal plate. Let us say I have a thin metal plate and the thickness of this metal plate, this term is T. While the area of this metal plate is A. So what will be volume of this metal plate? Obviously you will say that volume V will be equal to area into thickness. Right? Volume will be equal to area into thickness. So our primary idea or the basic idea is to find the thickness. So thickness T will be equal to volume over area. So thickness T will be equal to volume of the area, and if you know the volume as well as area, you can easily find the thickness. So this is what we are going to do. Again we will revise what we have to do. We want to find, let us say, thickness of this metal plate. Then what we are going to do, what we can do actually, so we are actually doing volume equal to area into thickness. If area is A and thickness is T, then V can be written as A into T. Now if you make T subject, then T will be equal to volume over area. This is how we can find the thickness. So keep this in your mind and let us start how to find the volume of oleic acid. So the first step is to find the size of the molecules of oleic acid. The first step is we want a monolayer of oleic acid. So for that what we are going to do is we will dilute oleic acid as much as possible, right? In order to find the size of molecules of oleic acid, what we have to do, the first step here is to dilute the solution of oleic acid. Because if we will not dilute that, then we will not get monolayer of oleic acid. Say for example, if I have a spoon of, let us say, honey, right? Obviously it will be very thick. Now if that spoon of honey, that honey in that spoon, if I will add into water and if I will stir it properly, then you will find that the thickness of that honey will decrease. Again, if I will take 1 spoon of that solution and mix it to another container which contain waters, and again if I will stir, then the thickness of honey will become very thin, right? The thickness of honey will decrease, or you can say that honey will become extremely thin, right? So initially, suppose if we take 1 spoon of honey, then the molecules which are present inside that honey will be closely packed, right? Densely packed, something like this. Now if I will mix this honey into, let us say, a beaker which contains water, in that case this honey will get dilute little bit and the molecules will spread out. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4 layer, if you take, suppose this is the container in which I am going to mix this honey, right, which already contains water, and if I will stir it properly and again I will take 1 spoon of this solution, then in this solution you will find that the molecules of honey will have only, let us say, 2 layers. So instead of 4 layers of molecules, we are getting now 2 layers of molecules. Again, take this solution, right, and dip it into another liquid, another water, another container containing water, and again stir it well. On doing so, what will happen? This honey will still further get diluted. Diluted means now instead of 2 layers, we will get only 1 layer of molecules of honey. Right? And this will be our monolayer. Monolayer means having only 1 layer of molecules, so monolayer. You can easily verify this. What you have to do is take pure honey, a spoon of pure honey, and put it on the floor, right? Drop on the floor. Take solution from the first beaker and spread it on the floor, and take solution from the second beaker, right, and spread it on the floor. You will find that the pure honey will not spread that much compared to the solution of the first beaker, while the solution of the second beaker will spread more, which indicates that honey is diluted. Diluted means it has converted into a single layer. Obviously, if this is having 4 layers, which will be converted into 2 layers, so it will spread little bit more, and this 2 layer will be converted into monolayer. So obviously the area which it will be spreaded to, right, will be more than these 2. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. This was just a rough idea that what we are going to do for oleic acid. Let us take 2 test tubes. Our step 1. In step 1, what we have to do, we will take two test tube. Let us say we have two test tube. Okay, let us take two test tube. We have two test tube. Now in one test tube we will fill oleic acid, right? Let us say in one test tube we are going to fill oleic acid of volume 1 centimeter cube. Let us say this is oleic acid of 1 centimeter cube volume, having volume 1 centimeter cube. And in another test tube we will take alcohol. Yes, we are going to take alcohol. So let us say this is our next test tube, which is filled with alcohol, right? So in this test tube we have, alcohol, and this alcohol has a volume of 20 centimeter cube. So what we have done, here we have two test tube. In one test tube we have alcohol up to a volume of 20 centimeter cube, and we have oleic acid of volume 1 centimeter cube. Now what we are going to do, we will pour these two, we will mix these two solutions into a container, right? Into a beaker, you can say. Now here, why we have taken alcohol? There are two reasons behind taking alcohol for diluting some oleic acid, right? We have not used water over here. The reason behind this is alcohol, two reasons are that the density of alcohol is very less, right? Less than water, so it will float on the surface of water. And the second is it evaporates very quickly, right? The second reason is alcohol, when it is kept in air, it gets quickly evaporated, right? So these are the two reasons which we are going to discuss later on in this topic. But for time being, we have taken two test tube, and in one test tube we have taken oleic acid of 1 centimeter cube, while in another test tube we have taken alcohol of 20 centimeter cube. Now we are going to mix both these things, right? Oleic acid and alcohol in a beaker. So let us say this is our beaker, and in this beaker we have poured these two things. So here we get some solution, right? Solution of these two quantities, oleic acid as well as alcohol. So let us say this is our solution of oleic acid and alcohol, or let us say A, solution A. Now in this solution we have 1 centimeter cube of oleic acid and 20 centimeter cube of alcohol. So you can say that we have 1:20 centimeter cube of oleic acid in this solution. Look what we have done here. Again we will revise. We have taken 1 centimeter cube of oleic acid and we have taken 20 centimeter cube of alcohol. Now we are going to mix this in a container. Let us say container A or beaker A, right? And we have given this beaker as name as A, right? We have named this beaker as A. Now in this beaker A, we have 1 centimeter cube of oleic acid and 20 centimeter cube of alcohol. So what is the concentration of oleic acid in this 1 centimeter cube in 20 centimeter cube, right? So 1:20 centimeter cube of oleic acid is present inside the beaker. You can say that beaker A, oleic acid is present in beaker A. Clear? Right? So the concentration of oleic acid is here is 1 centimeter cube in, you can say that 1 centimeter cube in 20 centimeter cube. So the concentration of oleic acid is 1 centimeter cube per 20 centimeter cube of alcohol. So you can say that 1/20 centimeter cube of oleic acid is present in solution A. Now again we are going to take two test tubes. So again we are going to take two test tube. Now in this test tube 1, we are going to take solution of this beaker A, right, of 1 centimeter cube. So again this is 1 centimeter cube of solution A. 1 centimeter cube of solution A. That is, you can say that in this we have 1:20 centimeter cube of centimeter cube of oleic acid. So the concentration of oleic acid in this is 1:20 centimeter cube. Now in next beaker we have again filled alcohol of volume 20 centimeter cube. So in this again we have filled alcohol in this beaker, in this test tube we have again filled alcohol. So in this it contains of 20 centimeter cube. Right. What we have done, we have diluted oleic acid, right, of 1:20. Again we are going to dilute it. So again we'll take another beaker, say beaker B, and in this beaker we are going to add these two things, right, solution A as well as alcohol, and we are going to mix it well. So this is our beaker B, which contains solution B, let us say, right. Now in this solution we have 1 centimeter cube of solution A and alcohol of 20 centimeter cube. So again you can say that same way 1/20 centimeter cube of oleic acid, because we were having 1 centimeter cube of oleic acid and 20 centimeter cube of alcohol. So 1:20 centimeter cube of oleic acid. So here in the same way, here we have 1 centimeter cube of solution A and 20 centimeter cube of alcohol, right? So this will contain 1:20 centimeter cube of solution A, right? Here 1:20 centimeter cube of oleic acid, because oleic acid was of 1 centimeter cube volume. Here we have 1 centimeter cube of solution A. So you can write 1:20 centimeter cube of solution A. So this can be written as 1:20 into solution A contains oleic acid of 1:20 centimeter cube. So into 1:20 centimeter cube of oleic acid. So therefore volume of oleic acid in this solution B will be, you can say that 1:20 into 1:20 is 1:400 centimeter cube, right? So you can say that in 400 centimeter cube of alcohol we have only 1 centimeter cube of oleic acid. That much dilute we have made, right? So oleic acid is diluted up to 1:400 centimeter cube. So this is the concentration of oleic acid. Remember, at this concentration we will have only one layer of oleic acid if we prepare a layer for oleic acid. So let us quickly revise this thing. What we have done. The first step for us to find the size of molecules of oleic acid, we need dilute oleic acid, right? That is, we have to reduce the concentration of oleic acid. So for that, what we have done, our first step is to dilute oleic acid, right? So in our first step, what we have done, we have taken two test tubes, and in one test tube we have taken 1 centimeter cube of oleic acid, while in another test tube we have taken 20 centimeter cube of alcohol, right? And these two solutions we have mixed in a beaker named A. So the solution in beaker A is solution A. Now in this solution, what we have, 1 centimeter cube of oleic acid, right, and 20 centimeter cube of alcohol. So you can say that 1 centimeter cube of oleic acid in 20 centimeter cube of alcohol. So 1:20 centimeter cube of oleic acid is present in this, right? 1 in 20 centimeter cube. 1 centimeter cube in 20 centimeter cube of alcohol. So the concentration of oleic acid is 1 centimeter cube or 1 centimeter cube in 20 centimeter cube of alcohol. Then what we have done? We have again taken two test tubes, and in one test tube we have poured solution A. So in this test tube we have solution A which contains 1:20 centimeter cube of oleic acid, and the another test tube is filled with 20 centimeter cube of oleic acid alcohol. Sorry, the another test tube is filled with 20 centimeter cube of alcohol. Again we have mixed these two solutions in container B, in beaker B, right? So in this solution we have 1 centimeter cube of solution A. Solution B contains 1 centimeter cube of solution A and 20 centimeter cube of alcohol. Now here 1 centimeter cube of oleic acid and 20 centimeter cube of alcohol gives 1 by 20 centimeter of oleic acid. So here 1 centimeter of solution A and 20 centimeter cube of alcohol, you can say that 1 by 20 centimeter cube of solution A. Now solution A contains 1 by 20 centimeter cube of oleic acid. So you can say that this is 1 by 20 into 1 by 20 centimeter cube of oleic acid. So 1 into 1 will be 1 and 20 into 20 will be 400. So you can say that volume of oleic acid in this solution B, right, in beaker B is 1:400 centimeter cube. Of course, there is another way also in which you can take 400 centimeter cube of alcohol and pour 1 centimeter cube of oleic acid. But remember, in that we will require 400 centimeter cube of alcohol, right? Which will be costlier, right? Here only we require 20 and 20. That is 40 centimeter cube of alcohol. Otherwise, you can do that also, but to dilute something, we have to keep in mind the cost also. That's why we are taking concentration of very less, right? We are taking solution very less and diluting in 2 or 3 times, right? So we are taking solution very less in solution in very less quantity, and will dilute the given solution twice or thrice. So our first step was to dilute the concentration of oleic acid, and we have diluted it up to 1 by 400 centimeter cube. So we have oleic acid of concentration 1:400 centimeter cube. Now the second step is to get the monolayer or to create a monolayer of oleic acid. Now for that, what we are going to do is we will take a beaker. Again we will take a beaker, and in this beaker let us say we have a beaker, and in this beaker we will fill some water. So we have a beaker filled with water. Now we are going to take a dropper, or you can say a burette or a pipette, whatever is available. The main purpose of this instrument is to drop the solution B. Remember, solution B contains 1:400 centimeter cube of oleic acid. So that solution we are going to drop on the surface of water, drop by drop, right? And we are going to count such number of drops. So with the help of that dropper, let us say this is our dropper. With the help of this dropper, we are going to drop solution B. This contains solution B, right? We are going to drop solution B on the surface of water. We are going to drop solution B on surface of water. Now, what will happen here is that this drop of solution B will spread on the surface of water, right? As you keep on adding the drop on the surface of water of solution B, that solution will keep on spreading on the surface of the water in such a way that we will get only one layer of oleic acid, because the concentration of oleic acid is very, very less. These drops will spread on the surface of water, right? Since the concentration is very less, you will get monolayer, so these molecules will keep on spreading on the surface of water. Now if you magnify this,
you will get this kind of thing. You will get a monolayer, that is here one molecule, right? So molecules will keep on spreading. Now you can see that the thickness of this layer, which we are going to get, the thickness of this layer will be the thickness this only, and you can see that this thickness T is nothing but the diameter of the molecule. You can easily see in figure that this thickness is nothing but the diameter of the molecules, right? If you see from top, if we see this thing in from the top, or if you draw the same diagram in 3D, let us say we want to draw the same figure in 3D. Right? This is a beaker which is filled with water. So this will be the surface of the water. Right, and we will get some irregular shape of oleic acid over it along with alcohol, right? You can say that solution B. We will get an irregular shape of solution B. Right. Now, as we have discussed that, as soon as this solution will come in contact with air, whatever amount of alcohol is present in this solution will get evaporated. We know that alcohol will evaporate very fast. Quickly it will get evaporated. So the amount of alcohol present in this solution will get evaporated, and we will get a monolayer of oleic acid only. Let us say if we draw this portion only, irregular shape one, then this is what we are going to get, irregular shape, and if you draw it in 3D, something like this you are going to get, right? So here this will be the thickness of this layer, which contains molecules. This will be the thickness, of course, right? Molecules will be spread throughout, and this will be the thickness of that molecule. We want to find this thickness so that we can get the diameter of the molecules. In our first step, we have discussed how to dilute oleic acid. How we can dilute oleic acid, right? And we got concentration of 1/400 centimeter cube of oleic acid. Now the next step is to prepare a monolayer of oleic acid. Step second is to prepare the monolayer of oleic acid. So for that, what we have done, just first we will revise this thing. We have taken a beaker in which we have added water. Now with the help of some kind of dropper, right? You can say that you can take burette, you can take a pipette, right? Or any other kind of dropper from which we are going to drop solution B, or we are going to put solution B on surface of water drop by drop. And remember, we have to count the number of drops, right? So let us say we are adding solution B on surface of water drop by counting the number of drops. Since the density of alcohol is much less than that of water, it will form a thin layer on the surface of water, right? And after some time, as the layer will settle down, you will find that the alcohol will get evaporated, because you know that alcohol, when it come in contact with air, it get evaporated, and that's why we have selected alcohol. So it will get evaporated and we get a layer of oleic acid only, a dilute layer of oleic acid, which is our monolayer, right? So the thickness of this layer will be the size of the molecule. If you see from the top, or if you see a cross-sectional view or three-dimensional view, you will get an irregular shape of this oleic acid, right? And if we draw this shape separately, this will be the shape of the oleic acid, layer of the oleic acid. Now, the third step is to find the volume of this layer. So how we can find volume of this layer? Let us say this will be the area, this front view will be the area of the layer, and this is its thickness, right? How to find area and thickness? So first of all, let us say we have added step 3. Let us say we have added n number of drops. So n represents number of drops, right? And let V, capital V dash, be the volume of each drop. Volume of each drop. So here n is the total number of drops, and V dash represents the volume of each drop. So the total volume will be, therefore total volume will be V is equal to number of molecules into volume of each molecule, right? Number of drops into volume of each drop. Sorry, number of drops into volume of each drop. So V will be equal to N into V. Now the concentration of oleic acid is 1 by 400 centimeter cube. That is, in 1 centimeter cube it is 1 by 400 centimeter cube. So in total this NV dash volume, what will be the concentration of oleic acid? So you can say that the amount of oleic acid in volume V will be V into 1 by 400 centimeter cube. Now V is NV dash, so therefore you can say that the amount of oleic acid present in the given solution will be NV dash into 1 by 400 centimeter cube. This will be the total amount of oleic acid present in the solution. Right, this will be your total amount of oleic acid present in the solution. This is the total volume, right? Now, we know that at the beginning of this lecture we have discussed that volume will be equal to area into thickness, right? So this implies that thickness will be equal to volume over area. So that is equal to total volume is NV dash over 400 into area. So this will be the thickness of the oleic acid. Now the problem is this will be the thickness for the thickness or the diameter of the oleic acid. This will be the thickness of oleic acid, or you can say that it is the diameter of molecules of oleic acid. Now here problem is we have to find V dash. If you want you can write V, that depends on you, and area. It means that we have to find volume as well as area. Now in order to find area, we can use two different methods. For finding area, we can use two different methods. The first one is take a graph paper. You all are aware of graph paper. In standard 10, in chapter 2 or 3 of mathematics, you have drawn many graphs, right? So for that graph paper, if you see that graph paper carefully, you will find that basically the graph paper contains large number of vertical and horizontal lines. So if you see this graph paper, it will contain large number of verticals and horizontal lines, right? Something like this you will find your graph paper, right? Now the area of each square, the smallest square on that graph paper will have an area of 1 mm square. Area of this will be 1 mm square. The area of each square on the graph paper will be of 1 mm square, right? This will be the area. Now what you have to do, take this graph paper and put on the solution of oleic acid on this solution and remove it, right? Quickly remove it. So you will find that some oleic acid, this shape of oleic acid will be printed on this. So the box or the squares will have this kind of shape on it, right? Now count this number of boxes present inside this shape. So this will give you the area of the oleic acid, layer of oleic acid. This will give you area of the layer of the oleic acid in mm square. And we know how to convert mm square into centimeter square. We can easily convert. Here our all given quantities are in centimeter. We have taken centimeter as our standard for this measurement. So this mm can be easily converted into centimeter. Right, so mm square can be easily converted into centimeter square. This is one way. So this is one way how we can find the area of the layer of oleic acid. There is another way also. Right, in this method what we have to do, we have to, before dropping solution B on the surface of water, we have to add a special kind of powder, right, which is known as lycopodium. Before adding solution, if you sprinkle lycopodium powder on the surface of water and then if you add the solution, then instead of irregular shape of the solution, you will get a circular shape. This powder will help
to arrange the layer in the circular form. Layer of solution B in the circular form. So instead of irregular shape, if you add lycopodium powder on the surface of water and then you drop the solution B on the surface, you will get exact a circular shape. Instead of this irregular shape, you will get a circular shape. Let us say we will get an exact circle on the surface of water. Now with the help of scale, we can easily measure the radius of this circle. Right? With the help of scale, we can easily measure the radius of this circle, and by multiplying that radius, or you know that the area of circle is pi r square. Area of circle is pi r square. So with the help of this formula, you can easily find the area of the layer, monolayer of oleic acid. So in this formula, the unknown quantity was area, which we can calculate by two different methods, right? The first one is by using graph paper, or the second one is to sprinkle some lycopodium powder on the surface of water. Now we want to find volume. How we can find volume? We are using a dropper over here, right? So if you see that dropper properly, you may have a measuring mark over it, right? Let us say here some mark will be there. Right. Let us say this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and so on. So you have filled this dropper till, let us say, 3 mm or 3 centimeter cube. Let us say we have filled the solution of solution B in this dropper up to the level of 3 centimeter cube. Now after dropping the number of drops, the level decreases to 1 centimeter cube. Right? Initially it was 3 centimeter cube, now it becomes 1 centimeter cube. So 3 minus 2, you can say that the volume of the monolayer of oleic acid will be 2 centimeter cube, because initially it was 3 centimeter cube and now initially is 3 centimeter cube. Initial volume is 3 centimeter cube and the final one is 1 centimeter cube. So the difference of this will be the volume of the layer of the oleic acid on the surface of water. So this is how we can find the volume. So now in this equation, we know volume, number of drops we have already calculated, area is also known to us. We can easily find the thickness of the oleic acid, molecules of the oleic acid, and this thickness will be of the order of 10 raised to minus 8 to 10 raised to minus 9 meter. So this is a simple method to find the volume, or sorry, to find the diameter of oleic acid, right? Molecules of oleic acid.